Live. And we are live again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. So, right now, we are going to wrap up all the hormones that we have discussed. So,
Mm-hmm.
first, we're going to do the hierarchy of the hormones. So, the
Mm-hmm.
first, the tier one is the cortisol and insulin. So, we have discussed before that the cortisol is responsible for if we are in so much stress,
Stress.
there
Mm-hmm.
is so much production of it. And then insulin, it regulates our blood sugar. So it is very important that our pancreas is healthy because they are responsible in producing our insulin. So we can use the energy, the sugar, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to our muscles. It is the key. We have to remember it is the key in order for the blood sugar, in order for the sugar to go into the muscle, in order for us to use it
Cells
when we
for
are,
energy.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exercises. So, anything you
Yeah.
can add about the cortisol and insulin to
So
just
it's just
everything?
really no, nothing. It's just really like a good cortisol level just helps us combat with stress, everyday stress, whether it's acute stress
Mm-hmm.
or a chronic stress. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and also because they're related to each other, and also that the cortisol can also lead to any like insulin resistance, which means
Mm-hmm.
that the cells are resistance to the function of insulin in transporting the cells into the cells for it to be used for energy. That means the glucose is just in the bloodstream and it will lead to diabetes, which is also not good for our health.
Mm-hmm. So the cortisol and the insulin, they plays a very important role in our body because when we are in stress, like in a situation, when we are in stress, then the brain would signal to produce cortisol so we can react and act properly, and the
Mm,
insulin will give us the energy to either run or fight or whatever it may be that we have to do in our daily activities,
yeah.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
now the tier two, we have the pregnenolone and the DHEA. It's the mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
So pregnenolone, we are just going to touch base on this one just a little bit. So it is called to be the mother hormone because the estrogen and the progesterone and the cortisol are can be derived from this other hormone too. And it protects neurons from getting damaged. It enhances memory, motivation, and mood. It also helps us to have a better sleep and
Yeah.
decreases the PMS and the menopausal symptoms. So
Yeah.
it's also very important. And it repairs the myelin sheath, which is in some part of the in our brain too that can be seen.
Yeah, so it's produced in our body, but they can also be taken like as supplements because it is also used for medicine. It's used to for fatigue and increase energy, like Alzheimer's diseases, to enhance memory, trauma, injuries, as well as even stress and improving immunity in our body, and also for like some skin disorders, psoriasis and scleroderma. Mhm.
So yeah, that is very important. And on the other hand, DHEA, which stands for, I wrote it down because I can't memorize it.
Hydro.
Dehydroepiandrosterone. So this
Yeah,
is an androgen, whatever, male hormone.
it's in the adrenal gland. Yeah,
Mhm.
But it also helps produce other hormones, including the testosterone and estrogen.
Yeah, it is also considered to be the fountain of youth.
Because you know why? Because the natural DHEA in the body peaks in early adulthood, but it slowly falls as you age.
As we age. Yeah. This is also responsible for increasing or boosting our libido, and it also decreased depression. So these are the tier 2 hormones. So again, the tier 1 would be the cortisol and
Mhm.
insulin, and then tier 2 would be the pregnenolone and the DHEA, and the tier 3 would be our estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid hormones, and our melatonin. So if something is going on in the tier 1 and tier 2, it will surely affect the tier 3 hormones.
Exactly.
So we're just gonna wrap it up. Estrogen is the female sex hormone. Estrogen and progesterone, they are the yin
Yeah.
and the yang. They are,
Mm-hmm.
well, we're going to discuss more about their important role during menstrual cycle too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But just for women, estrogen helps in the secondary sex characteristics, information of all your physical characteristics
Yeah,
as
and
well.
responsible for our breast product, development of the breast and our reproductive organ.
Organs, yeah,
Yep.
helps growing that as well. Yeah.
And then, so it is very important to balance both estrogen and progesterone because um, too much of estrogen, mostly, if there is not enough production of the progesterone, it can lead to ovarian cancer or breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
now we're gonna go to the testosterone, the male sex hormone, which is responsible for muscle development, strength, and libido.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Responsible for the health of the
The little
sperm,
facial hair.
facial hair. Yeah. So again,
Little, because we don't have a lot.
we do have testosterone, but not in
Not as much
so
as the
much
men.
production. Yeah, because it's a male sex
Yeah.
hormone. So,
Yep.
and then we have the
The thyroid and melatonin.
thyroid hormone, where we just discussed that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's responsible for our health, especially in our metabolism. It is important
Yep.
in maintaining our weight.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there are, two disorders that can happen. And in order for this to be diagnosed, we do have to tell the doctor what are the symptoms that you know,
Yeah.
we feel. Either we have hypo or hyperactive thyroid glands. So it is very
Mm-hmm.
important for us to tell them. And we already discussed that in our previous video. So please just refer back to that.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
the last would be the
Melatonin.
melatonin is responsible for our circadian rhythm. And so it is highly produced at night when it's dark. And
Mm-hmm.
it is very important for us to have a good sleep hygiene. Otherwise, when we get up in the morning and we're not rested well, it can affect. We can be feel
Our
sluggish.
body.
Yeah, and we also have to remember that too much cortisol can suppress melatonin production as
Mhm.
well.
And that was causes sleep disturbances at nighttime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's very important to balance. So see, these hormones, they talk to each other, and we also
They
have to
help each
remember
other. They help each other. Yeah.
that the main source for, can you see what this is? It's like a brain.
Yeah.
The brain is the number one conductor. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you need to produce more cortisol because you're in stress,
Mhm.
or you have to produce more estrogen because you're in your
That's
maybe in
phase
your
of menstrual cycle. Mhm.
follicular phase, or you have to have more insulin because there is so many, sugar in the body that needs to be metabolized. And
Mhm.
yeah, everything, this is the brain is our conductor. So that's why it is very important for
Hypothalamus.
us to manage this. There are
Mhm.
so many supplements out there, but nothing is healthier than really managing and knowing our own selves.
Mhm. Exactly. All
Yeah.
right.
So these are all the hormones that we are going to be talking again in the future discussion, especially when we talk about menstrual cycle, which is the next discussion that we will be having. And it is so, I'm so amazed that there are so many different cultures or traditions that
Mm,
people are practicing, especially when they're having their first menarche or when they're about to enter puberty. So I'm
yeah.
really excited about that.
Yep. So menarche is a medical term for your first ever menstrual period. Yeah.
Yeah. And
We're
usually it
gonna
occurs,
talk about that next, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be the next discussion. So I compiled a lot of videos about traditions, and it's really interesting. I find it interesting, and sometimes there is no science behind it, but
Mm. It's just different people's beliefs, cultures, and um, it's just really up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But
yeah,
uh,
it is. We respect culture. I think I go for whatever it is as long as it doesn't hurt the person. But if
yeah,
it hurts or it puts the
long as
person
it's not like
in danger,
abuse.
then
Yes.
I think that that needs to be, to be stopped if
Yeah.
somebody is getting hurt. So, all right. So thank you everyone and happy Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you will enjoy your weekend. And I heard that we're
And
going to have
stay
a snow
safe.
here over the weekend.
Or really, of
Yeah,
or
like
or
8 inches. It's gonna be fun, I think.
Mhm. Yes, and thanks for always joining us. If you are new as well, you can always like and follow us in our Facebook page and Facebook group. And Facebook group will be more um, what do you call it when if there's
Close discussion.
any sensitive topics, then you can
Yeah.
disclose it there, and it'll be very confidential. So let's talk women's health, and you can also share to others so for those who you think needs more information and knowledge about this one.
Yeah, thank you. And we also have our YouTube channel. Actually, it's the same thing. Let's Talk Women's Health. So for those who doesn't have any Facebook, you can also go to YouTube and search Let's Talk Women's Health, and these are all in there too. So you can share it with your friends, and it is really, it's, I like it. It's, a very good education for all of us women.
It's like health teaching for women.
Yes, exactly. And if you have any
We're not
questions,
experts, and we're just tackling whatever or like very basic that we
mhm,
should know. But still, we will still advise that if you are in doubt of how you feel or how your body is doing, then always seek for medical help
yeah.
professional.
So we're just here to help us be aware of what are the symptoms.
Awareness.
Yes,
Aware.
awareness, and I think it is very important because not everybody knows that hormones plays a very important role when it comes to menstrual cycle and and just basically in our daily activities. Yeah.
And again, it also comes down to maybe culture or just what you're
Culture,
used to, what you're hearing with from other people. Just because you don't know,
yes.
there's something inside you that's causing it.
And we have to remember we are different from each other. So even the twins, they have different body composition from each other. So not nobody no two bodies are alike. So it's good for us to really know how we feel and what works for us and that. So yep, so next weekend we are going to talk about our period. I think that's gonna be
Yeah, so
very,
this will be a series about menstrual
yes, it will be
cycle.
a series because
Yeah.
there are many things that also is in that topic.
Mhm.
All right.
We survived the hormone series, so it's
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so you can always go back to our videos. I'm going to upload more too about the thyroid, so in order for us to better understand, and also we have to put in mind that whatever we put in our body, it affects in general all the hormones.
Mhm.
So one hormone, it's not just, one hormone is responsible for this and, others are not affected. Everybody, they are like the orchestra in our body. So they
Mhm.
talk to each other.
Work together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have some questions, you can
Sure.
comment and just send us the message. Okay,
Feel free to
and
share things as
yes,
well. Mhm.
see you then next week. It's gonna be
Yeah.
an interesting one. Bye.
Happy February soon.
Oh yeah, happy February soon.
Yeah.
Okay,
See
bye.
ya.